We now move to item number 3 under Chairman Magsick. Proclaim November 2024 as National Adoption Month in Fresno County.
All right, and I do believe that we have Sonia Bouguet here and Dalvin Baker and Jessica Carril here with this proclamation. And so I'm going to turn it over to Sonia, if you can introduce your staff and why this proclamation is so important today.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Sonia Bouguet, Director of Social Services, and with me are Dalvin Baker and Kim Smith, our deputies over child welfare, and Jessica Carrillo, who is our manager over the adoptions program. And want to start by thanking your board for acknowledging adoptions and proclaiming it as a National Adoption Month. In our child welfare system, we work with kids and families, and while our goal is always reunification, our goal is really safety, well-being, and permanency for kids. And when we're not successful in reunification, adoptions becomes a great alternative for our families when it comes to giving our kids permanency. Adoptions is a kind of almost a separate program in our department that works with our youth and with families who over time become the forever families for our kiddos. During this past year, we've completed 250 adoptions. And to give you a little bit more about this program and this month and how we celebrate in November as for a National Adoptions Month, I'm going to hand it over to Jessica.
Thank you, everyone, for allowing us to share the celebration of Forever Families. Every year for the last 25 years, the department has celebrated an adoption day. This year, we are hosting that at our Hope Center. We partner with our local community and our foster family adoption agencies, as well as our dependency judges, to come out to a community site, host a lunch, host family activities, and 30 families will be completing their adoption, for a total of 52 children being adopted. 18 sibling groups that have been placed together will be adopted. 12 of those groups are full sibling groups that were able to remain placed together. And out of those groups, we had, I believe it was also 18 that are placed and being adopted by relatives and or mentors. And so we are really excited that extended family and support is provided to children who cannot safely go home to their parents. This year's theme is a fall harvest theme, and our tagline is Forever Families for Every Season. This is our 25th anniversary, the silver anniversary. The first adoption day was held in 1999, and it wasn't a formal event. It was an event that the adoptive families of the previous year and the social workers hosted a potluck out at Craycroft Ranch. And it was a celebration of bringing security and love to children that they had adopted. And then starting in 2000, we did formalize it as an event and started completing finalizations with the judges. And so we are super excited about that. We want to offer again this year the opportunity for all of you to attend the event at our Hope Center, and I do have invitations. So we thank you for the opportunity. We thank you for the continuing support and the proclamation of Adoption Day, because as my director said, while our goal is to always safely reunify, our secondary goal is the support and lifelong wellness of children, and we can do that through adoption. Thank you, everyone, for their time.
Thank you. And I have a couple of other quick comments before I turn it over to my colleagues. I know that this proclamation has some statistics from 2023, and statewide, there were over 43,000 children that were in the foster system. Here in Fresno County during that time, in 2023, we were just under 2,100. And that is a lot, but it's a significant reduction. And again, I want to give a lot of credit to your staff for dropping those numbers in just really 2 to 3 years. I think it was closer to 2,800 back in 2000. And under your leadership and your staff's direction, you've done a great job to reduce the number of kids that are entering our foster system. But with the kids that remain, it's so important to place them in loving homes, because identity of children are developed within the home. And so making sure that kids know that they're loved is one of the top jobs that we have here in this county, and we appreciate the efforts of your staff. Any of my colleagues wishing to make any additional comments? Sal, please.
Sonia, since you're the department head, I want to comment on a couple of programs that you have that really I think really enhanced the services that are provided. And I know they did away with them some years back, and you and the staff were able to bring them back. Was one that was like an open house to any of the community folks that were interested in adopting, where they could. There was a one-day event, I believe, where there was all kinds of information to answer any questions that folks had that were interested in adopting. Also, for those that already had adopted children, any of the new programs or assistance that they could receive. So it was just a very good program and an event, and I think it just really helped enhance the interest in the community. And secondly, I wanted to point out too that the foster children, the other program is also that they age out when they're 18. But you continue to work with them till 24? And you want to talk a little bit about the additional housing that's provided at the new Arthur apartments that there was the old Arthur's Toys on Blackstone? That's Housing Authority provides some of the housing there for foster children. But you can talk about the one-day program that you have.
So we do, so thank you for recognition of staff and some of the efforts. It really is a lot of both what DSS has embarked on, but also partnership with the community. And some of the partnerships really are working with our foster parents and working with our families, not only on reunification, but playing that role of both providing temporary placement and homes for kids, but also permanency. When it comes to our kids, they actually can stay in foster care. And as Fresno County, we've had for a number of years a program that's called AB 12 that we provide placement and supports till age 21, but for some youth up to age 24 when it comes to housing. And homelessness and housing, when we look at challenges in homelessness across the board, a lot of currently homeless individuals have been former foster youth. So we are partnering with a number of agencies that when for our kids that are exiting now or are struggling now, that we provide that additional support, housing, schooling, other supports. So over the past couple of years, we've really revitalized a lot of the programs. Some of it kind of dropped off due to funding, some of it due to pandemic, but really working intentionally on both reducing entries into care, but then for kids that are in care, that we're finding a pathway to both well-being and permanency. And that is really what our adoptions team does really well, working with families to go through really significant court processes to actually then finalize adoptions. And I really do want to invite you and encourage you to attend our adoption day. We convert our building 5 to 3 mini courtrooms. So we are on that day, County of Fresno, but also court, and witnessing actual permanency for kids who are, when they're older than 10, actually sometimes even younger, they participate in the process, that final step of going like, okay, this is my new family. And then doing the piece of this that with our partners, FFAs and other community-based organizations, make it also a fun event. It really is quite a thing to see on, and we do this every year. So 52 kids reaching permanency for us is a huge deal every year.
Thank you for continuing the great work there and the staff. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other comments from members? Anyone in the public wishing to comment on this item? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public portion, and I will move to approve this proclamation. Is there a second? Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. That passes unanimously. Please step forward and let's get a picture together.